How Black on Black by Dr. Daniel Black is helping me cope with the election outcome, with the election of Donald Trump. And maybe it can help you too. What's going on? This is Joseph. I'm here with the second part of my deep dive into looking at Black on Black by Dr. Daniel Black and kind of using it to deconstruct and cope with the election. So Trump got elected. That is some heavy news. And I'm just going to get right to it. How this book by Dr. Daniel Black is helping me cope with the election outcome. How Black on Black by Dr. Daniel Black is helping me cope with the election outcome, with the election of Donald Trump. And maybe it can help you too. So let's get into it. What am I doing to cope? I've been doing some work, hard work, but like good work that I'm satisfied with, because I work with good people. So give thanks to all of them. You know who you are. I've been spending a lot of quality time with family. Give thanks to that. I've been making sure that my connection and my ongoing study of African spirituality is on point, which it is. So, we're listening to this record here called Africa, New York, drum masterpieces. One of my many African drum records. Here we go. Also, I got this new book from a thrift store today, African Divination Systems. So I'm always just searching and taking different pieces, from here and there. But let's go into it. Dr. Daniel Black. How can Dr. Daniel Black's book and his work help us cope with the election? So what can we do? There's a really cool chapter in here that kind of makes me think very, very deeply. He writes about the TV series by Ava DuVernay called When They See Us. There's a chapter in here about When They See Us. If you haven't watched that, here it is, When They See Us. If you haven't watched that, that docu-series by Ava, it's really, really powerful and heartbreaking. So this is the chapter, When They See Us. And it's a docu-series about the Exonerated Five. The Exonerated Five. Back then in the 90s, they called them the Central Park Five, the five young men who were falsely accused of assaulting a young woman called the Central Park Jogger in Manhattan. It's in Central Park. They were rounded up. They were forced to make false confessions. They were abused, and they spent years in jail, in Rikers Island mostly, and they were completely innocent. They were later exonerated, but their lives were very, very, very badly damaged because of systemic racism and overzealous police, and the disposal of and the devaluation of black bodies, which something else, Dr. Black talks about. The crazy thing is Donald Trump has an ugly piece of that story, because at that time in New York, Donald Trump was a real estate developer, and he was also a local celebrity. With money and means and an understanding of how to use the media to boost himself and boost his message, kind of like now. What he did at that time was he took out an ad in the New York Times, and he took out an ad basically encouraging the authorities at the time to give the Exonerated Five the death penalty, just kind of linking them with the most heinous crimes and encouraging anyone with influence to put these five men to death, even though, it turns out they were innocent. And now Donald Trump is the president-elect of the United States, and we have to deal with his current behavior and views, and his future behavior and views, and also his past. So what can we do? It's really interesting because, there's a lot of things we can do, and Dr. Black gives a suggestion as well. And I just want to share that with you because I've been meditating on it, and big up Dr. Daniel Black. So this is connected to, his commentary on the docu-series that Ava DuVernay, produced, but I think it can even connect to what's coming in the future. He says, the real question posed by When They See Us is, how do we restore these young black men and brown men's mental and psychological health? How do we nurture them into being those whose lives are not shadowed by second glances and a condescending pity? Unless and until this happens, we've not honored them. So, money does not buy recognition of a person's humanity. It does not correct America's overwhelming readiness to imprison boys of color simply because they're not white. And it certainly does not heal wounds left when, in precarious few cases, criminalized boys are proven innocent. We cannot give Kevin and Raymond, Anton and Yusuf and Corey new memories in exchange for the horrific ones swirling in their heads. Yet here's where it gets deep in terms of what we can do, for the exonerated five and maybe even moving forward. He says, yet we can imprison those public figures who constructed the narrative for their conviction. Okay, we can advertise these young men's innocence as enthusiastically as we once advertised their guilt. We can insist that their story, this documentary, be seen in every school in America and Canada too. Let's go. We can gather Black boys together and touch them and love them and hold them until they know their true value. All right. Then we can take to the streets with our bullhorns and invisible unity and shout, scream, protest, and fight until, in King's words, the arc of the universe bends toward justice. This we can do when they see us. All right, so that's a little piece by Dr. Daniel Black. Some things that we can do, especially when you comment about, looking at the past and how that connects to the future. So I hope you appreciate that. You should go check out his work and tell me what you think. I was talking to some friends, so shout out to Tisha because she has read some of his work, and shout out to Andre. Those are two friends of mine that also are part of my unofficial Daniel Black study group. Anyway, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you have a moment, and take care of yourselves in this crazy time. Peace.